In this video, I will tell you exactly what foods are recommended by the Bhagavad Gita and what foods to avoid. A lot of people believe that the Bhagavad Gita is only about lofty ideals which one should follow to lead a life of righteousness. But this also involves eating the right kind of food. So how could food be left out? So come with me. Let's explore why exactly the food science in the Bhagavad Gita, written almost 5,000 years ago, is still relevant today. Sri Krishna tells us exactly how much to eat, what to eat, and why should we eat those foods. The first time Bhagwan Sri Krishna mentions about food is in chapter 4, verse 30. There he says, "Yet others control their food intake and offer the breath into the life energy as sacrifice." Some yogis, through controlled eating and the right practice of yoga, are able to attain self-realization. Here he refers to the word niyatahara. It means a controlled eater. In the Shastras, a special emphasis has been placed on controlled eating. According to Ayurveda, a person should fill 50% of his stomach with food, 25% with water, and the rest 25% should be kept empty for air. Now we understand that moderation is required. But what will happen if we overindulge? Or what will happen if we try to starve ourselves? To answer this question, Bhagwan Sri Krishna refers to food again in chapter 6, verse 16 and 17, where he explains the importance of moderation in eating, sleeping, and other activities for a yogi seeking self-discipline and spiritual progress. In the 16th verse of chapter 6, he says, "There is no possibility of becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, for one who eats too much or eats too little, who sleeps too much or does not sleep enough." In the next verse, that is the 17th verse, he says, "He who is temperate in eating and recreation, balanced in work and regulated in sleep and wakefulness, can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga of meditation." So here, Sri Krishna emphasizes the need for moderation in food consumption, neither overeating nor excessive fasting. Overeating leads to laziness, lack of focus, and indulgence in material desires, while on the other hand, starving the body too much makes it weak and incapable of deep meditation. A true yogi maintains balance in all aspects of life, including eating, sleeping, and recreation. This balance helps in spiritual progress and mental clarity, essential for successful meditation and self-realization. Okay, so we understand that moderation and balance are key. But what foods are good for us and what foods are bad for us? In chapter 17, Bhagwan Sri Krishna categorizes foods into 3 categories: Satvik, Rajasic, and Tamasic. In the verse 8 of chapter 17, he says that foods that increase longevity, purity, strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction, such foods are juicy, nourishing, fresh, and wholesome. Such foods are liked by Satvik, that is the pure-minded people. This type of food includes grains, pulses, beans, fruits, vegetables, milk, and other vegetarian foods. In the 9th verse, he says, foods that are too bitter, sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and full of chilies excite passion but ultimately cause pain, distress, and disease. Examples of Rajasic foods are fried foods, caffeine-containing drinks like coffee and tea, pickles, and excess salt and sugar in any food. Rajasic food refers to junk food, processed foods, and stimulant-rich diets which temporarily give energy but leads to stress, anxiety, acidity, and lifestyle diseases like obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. Finally, in verse 10, he says, foods that are stale, tasteless, putrid, polluted, leftovers are impure foods, which are dear to persons in mode of ignorance, that is, Tamasic people. Let's go over some examples for Tamasic food. The first one is food that has been cooked more than 3 hours ago. It has been deemed unfit for eating in the Shastras, as food tends to lose its nutritional value over time after being cooked. Tamasic food also includes alcohol, which is made by the process of fermentation. Tamasic food is what we call highly processed junk food, fast food, and stale food, which not only harms the body but dulls the mind, making us lazy, depressed, and spiritually disconnected. So, our key learning for our modern life is that the Satvik food boosts both physical and mental health. Rajasic food temporarily gives pleasure but causes long-term harm. And the Tamasic food destroys both the body and mind. Okay, so now we understand how much to eat and what foods to eat. But why is this so important? Why is food considered divine? The answer lies in the 13th verse of chapter 15, where Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, "Entering the earth, I sustain all beings with my energy. Becoming the moon, I nourish all plants with the juice of life." This verse highlights how Krishna, or the Supreme Divine Personality, pervades and supports all life on earth. By his divine energy, he upholds all living beings, ensuring their survival and well-being. The nourishment of plants is crucial because they form the foundation of all food chains. Bhagwan Shri Krishna reminds us that even the food we eat is ultimately sustained by divine energy. He goes further in the next verse and says, "As the Vaishvanara, or the digestive fire, reside in the bodies of living beings, united with the prana, or the incoming breath, and apana, or the outgoing breath, I digest the 4 kinds of food." Krishna is the digestive fire in every living being, meaning that he is the energy that powers metabolism, digestion, and the transformation of food into vital energy. The fire sustains the physical body by transforming food into energy. The 4 kinds of food referred to here are the chewed food, which is solid foods like bread, the swallowed food, which is soft food or liquid foods like milk, the licked food, which is semi-solid foods like honey, and the sucked food, which is foods like sugarcane. By saying this, Krishna shows that he is present not only as the creator, but also in every act of nourishment and sustenance. Even the most basic need of life, food. Now, let's see how this wisdom can transform our daily life. So if you are suffering from stress, eat Satvik food, which means freshly cooked meals with simple, wholesome ingredients, fruits, and vegetables. If you suffer from anxiety, avoid stimulating Rajasic foods. If you are feeling depressed, fatigued, stop eating Tamasic food. Also, most importantly, avoid alcohol. So, practical takeaways from this video. First of all, eat fresh, balanced Satvik meals. Avoid overeating or extreme fasting. The second one, maintain a healthy sleep schedule. No late nights or irregular sleep patterns. The third one is balance work and rest. Avoid overwork, but also avoid laziness. And finally, food is divine, so avoid any kind of food wastage. It is food that is turned into physical energy, which is turned into mental energy, that leads to progress in life. Shri Krishna's message remains timeless, teaching us how to live a healthy, peaceful, and fulfilling life. If you follow these principles, your life will be completely transformed and you will be able to live an active, energetic, and fulfilling life.